Getting the Result by Braden, Kempthorne and Brook, Daly.
Glenn Ross has been the coordinator for Hamilton Boys High School rowing since 2002, after many years involved in rugby coaching for the Chiefs, Waikato, the Junior All Blacks and internationally. How do you motivate your rowers to strive for success?
The most important thing is when they're getting involved initially, that they need to experience winning. They need to experience what it's like to have that rush of getting the result.
Glenn has a significantly theory-wide perspective on the behaviour of his rowers, and as a result there is continuous improvement and achievement in his program. Glenn seeks to let his rowers develop a thirst for getting the result. He assumes that they all want to work hard and keep winning races, and rather than forcing them with a carrot and stick approach, he instead encourages and facilitates the boys to reach their higher order needs.
What makes you tick?
It's like managing projects, really. They just happen to be sporting projects that I get excited by. I think it's nice to be able to pull a whole lot of different bits together and make it work. As simple as it might be, it's, basically at the end of the day, it's winning the race. But there's so many things that go into doing it. I guess it's self-motivation, but it's just a need to fulfill what I want.
There are three main categories of job attitudes. Glenn shows a really positive contribution to each of these attitudes. He has a high level of job satisfaction, job involvement, and his organisational commitment. There are three types of organisational commitment. Glenn fits into the effective commitment category as he is emotionally involved in his job and goes to work out of passion and purpose.
Whatever I've done, I've always done as hard as I could. My philosophy and my attitude personally was always to grab hold of as much that was on offer as possible and try and squeeze as much out of it as you can. So I was never one to just play rugby. I wanted to play rugby, cricket, hockey, soccer. I wanted to do everything.
People prefer to have control over their own actions. Glenn's achieving his goals, not someone else's. His job is a freely chosen activity rather than an obligation, something he wants to do rather than something he has to do. He pursues his goals because of an intrinsic interest to be the best, not extrinsic values such as money and status. He sees the challenge of striving for these goals as fun, and as a result he remains motivated.
The people that I'm involved with and with the area that I can influence to do well. I don't want to just make it tick over. I could never be a person to do a job working from 9 to 5. When I was coaching rugby professionally and earning pretty good coin for what we were doing, your life gets fairly well set up. But even then, it wasn't about the money, it was about the result.
What stood out to us in our interview with Glenn was his constant drive to get the result, both for himself and his rowers. Glenn's intrinsic rewards far outweigh any monetary focus, and as a result he is passionate about the organisation, his job and his goals he works for.
For me it's a great life. I'm working hard at a job that I enjoy doing because I want a result.